Let's make a chessboard. There's going to be lots of epoxy mixing, but I'm not going to show it every time. So I'm going to start off by doing the blue. I used CCDIY's blue alcohol ink and a little bit of white epoxy pigment. Then I'm going to make sure that it's completely mixed up, and then I'm going to pour it. Once I start pouring, I want to make sure that I don't overfill the squares just so it doesn't get into the other squares. I try to keep it as clean as possible, but sometimes the epoxy does get into the other squares. I just normally let it dry and then I pick it off. Spray it with alcohol and let it sit for 12 hours. Then I'm going to be doing the chess pieces. I overfilled these a little bit, but I cleaned them up, don't worry. Once that has dried for 24 hours, I demold those chess pieces. Then I'm going to be doing the orange chess pieces and the orange squares. I'm using orange alcohol ink from CCDIY and a little bit of white epoxy pigment. And then I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the blue, except for I'm going to be careful not to get any epoxy on the blue. If I do, I just scrape it off. Once I'm done, I will spray it with alcohol and let it sit for 12 hours. Then we're going to be doing the orange chess pieces. This is going to be the back of the chessboard, so I'm going to be using just epoxy pigment in white. I want to make sure that's completely mixed up. I make sure to scrape every bit of the epoxy out of the bottom of the cup. Then I'll spray it with alcohol and let it sit for 24 hours before I demold it. Once the chess pieces have sat for about 3 days, I sand them down with my Dremel and then I'll start putting them together. I use E6000 and this part takes a while. You want to let the E6000 dry for about 24 hours before you do anything with them. And here the chess pieces are. Then it's time to demold the chessboard. Thanks for watching and follow for more.